I'm Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Big Crochet, and today I just wanted to make a short little video on why swatch. Well, first of all, what in the world is a swatch? Well, I've got a whole box of them here, so let me show you. A swatch is just a little sample of working with yarn. Some swatches may be bigger than others. Some may be even more colorful than others. But as a designer, I oftentimes work with many different yarns, and just like children, each yarn will behave a little bit differently. And so the way I find out how the yarn behaves is by making a little sample of it, okay? And so that's the number one reason why to start by making a swatch. As a crocheter, why would you want to do that? Well, let's say you want to follow one of my designs, but you can't locate the specific yarn, or perhaps you have other yarn in your stash that's just a little bit different than what I recommend. So you may think, can this yarn work? Well, the best way to find out is to make a swatch. And once you do that, you get a real feel for how the yarn is going to behave. For example, if you use the recommended crochet hook or needles and yarn, and let's say you crochet up a piece of fabric, and then you feel, how does this fabric feel? Is it going to feel like a sweater I'm going to wear, or is it going to be too stiff and unyieldy? Is it going to be too floppy? Is it going to be something that let's see if I find some. I'm trying to find some yarn that have a lot of drape. This has a lot of drape. This yarn is really nice. It has a lot of drape, but maybe you want something that's going to be a little more firm and not so floppy. So it's just a really great way to play with the yarn. Now, a very, very important reason to swatch, especially if you're following another person's pattern, and especially if it's a fit item, let's say of a hat or a sweater. You're going to need to make sure that your gauge swatch is very much like theirs. What does that mean to make a gauge swatch? A gauge swatch is a swatch that you make for the purpose of measuring how big your stitches are going to be. For example, if you read the pattern and the gauge says that you should get approximately 11 stitches for 4 inches, so you take a look at what 4 inches would be, and then you would measure the number of stitches that you are getting in a 4-inch increment. And if you're getting a lot more stitches in that 4 inches, then your item is going to be too small because your stitches are going to be tighter than the gauge. So what you would need to do is increase the size of your crochet hook so that you can match the gauge of the pattern. Or suppose you, instead of, let's say, getting 11 inches, if it's calling for 11 stitches per 4 inches, and you're getting fewer, that means your stitches are too big and your item is going to be too large once you finish it, and you're probably going to use more yarn than is what is recommended in the pattern. So what you would need to do is you would need to go down a hook size. So this is one reason why we make all of these swatches.